Hello, welcome back. I am Caroline at For the Love of Crochet, and I have some great goodies to show you. I have some FOs and some not so, maybe some whips and some acquisitions. So grab your hooks and let's get inspired for the love of crochet. So I'm going to start off with these absolute adorable mini dolls. I have made this doll before, but this is super tiny. This is the mini Amka snow doll. Super tiny. It can fit in the palm of my hand. Super tiny. And she has a little love interest. And his name is Miki. I know the sun is really bright. Just so you can see them. Oh, so he has a removable hat, but I mean, I'm sure you could sew it on. This is by far the tiniest little dolls I have ever made. And let's just get a measuring. I think they're about 4 inches. Yeah, so I'm putting her at the bottom. Approximately 4 inches she is. And then I also have this one, and I want to say he may be just under 4 inches. Yes, he comes in right under 4 inches. And just in case you're curious, I found this at the Dollar Tree, and it's an L, right? For sewing, I could use this, especially when you're trying to line something up and you want to get the inside. It's very small for like a notebook size. So I really like this. This was at the Dollar Tree. Okay, so these are the mini Amka snow dolls. This pattern is currently available on sale until the end of the weekend, so Sunday, by Junebug and James, and I will leave her linked down below, the Etsy shop. I believe she's doing a spring sale. So you can get this for a limited time at a discount if you're interested. This is the original Amka snow doll. Now she came out just a little bit bigger than my previous, and I think it has to do with the yarn I was using. And you can tell that I put in this little sparkle in the Bernat velvet. I saw this at Hobby Lobby, and it says Bejeweled, and it's like a thread, but it has little sequins in it. And so I crocheted these two together to give it that sparkle. And I just gave her extra long hair, and I decided to go with white. But she came out just a slightly bit bigger in reference to everything I've crocheted this month of April. It has been very difficult and challenging for me medically and physically, and so it kind of showed up in my crochet. But this was a test pattern, and I thought, oh gosh, I'm only going to be able to do the little boy. She said we could test one or both, and I just thought, oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to do both. I'm very ill this month, and I ended up doing both in the end. But with her, I found these sequins at the Dollar Tree as well. So you're going to have a Dollar Tree haul coming up with more tips and tricks for your amigurumi toolbox, and one of them is the sequins. And so yeah, I just glued these on because I just did not have the mental or physical capacity to sew each one of these on before I put the dress on. And I kind of wanted to do the test quickly and get her the results quickly, since this was just an added embellishment. But she is so darling. I mean, so tiny. Such a cute one. I mean, and the comparison in size, look at that. It's huge. I mean, she could basically be her baby. That's how much smaller she went. So this one I used a yarn I did not like. It's called Nap Time by Lion Brand, and I can honestly say I have met a yarn that I hate, and it's Lion Brand's Nap Time. Sorry, that was awful to work with. And I have another project that I used that yarn for because I wanted to get rid of it. I am done with it. So I made the project, and now I'll show you that in a minute. But this pattern is available right now at a discount, and these ones come together. And this was part, I just ripped off a little flower from a bouquet I had, and his hat kept falling off. So this is actually the second hat I've made because I actually lost the first one. Oh, I just love him, how tiny he is. And I love that he has overalls. Now, you could totally embellish this with a little bit of a button here if you wanted to. Maybe give him a little patchwork pocket. So cute. Now, I mentioned before that with my amigurumi mod doll, I was using a nude yarn that was just so, it's nude, it's like beige, and I just wanted the brightness, and so I used this peach sparkle type for his skin tone and for both of these dolls, and they sparkle. So they're my my Edward and what's her name? Bella. Because they sparkle. I don't know if you could see the sparkle. So they sparkle. And I like it. I love that they have this little sparkle to them, and they're so bright and peachy. So these are so cute. I very much loved making these, and they're so darling. And then, of course, this is the original, and she came out much bigger. I cannot believe how much bigger she is. And I tried to give this one lips. What do you think? And I realized I got the eye off by one row, so I may rip that out and just do it again. I'm only off by one line. Okay, so those are the first three. And then I also have a baby cake bunny that I made and a zodiac doll. And I'll show you a clip of that because I sent them off to Texas. So thank you for purchasing. And so here it is. Quick. So this is baby cake bunny, and you can't see her face with all that sunlight, but she's got blush cheek and the sleepy eyes. And this is that homespun yarn. And then I put this little button. And you've seen this little bunny before, but somebody purchased her, and I just let her have a diaper. And so here she is. I'm going to send her off in the mail. So I wanted to share that real quick. And then also, I made a new zodiac doll. Now, I've made this one before, but I gave her this peach sparkle, blush sparkle from I Love This Yarn. I made my own nose, and this comes from the zodiac doll. And I gave her a lot more hair than what it called for in the pattern. And then, of course, I used this I Love This cotton from Hobby Lobby. And so she is going to go to Texas, I believe. But I wanted to pop on real quick to show you those cute little things. Again, the bunny I had already shown, but I needed to make her little snuggle wrap, and I made a doll. So that is off. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program. Okay, so that baby cake bunny was not the only bunny I made. I had this lovely, gorgeous yarn that I did, that ElenDan bunny, and that ElenDan bunny is just one of my favorites. I think this is the perfect bunny for the seniors, for a hospice, for something small they can hold and squeeze during any challenging or stressful moments, but something they can keep and hold on to. This is the ElenDan bunny. Now you can't see her eyes. I barely gave her any little stitch, and she has these cheeks. I did blush, but as you can see, this yarn is not coming up on camera as good as it is in person, but it's so cute. I love making this bunny, and if you have one roll of yarn that you don't know what you can do with, the ElenDan bunny you can make with one roll and still have some left over. So I really like that one. Now what you do is you make the head and it goes this way. The face gets some shaping, but the rest of it is so easy. It's a, let's see, the feet are crocheted in, and so is the tail. The only thing you sew on are the arms, and then the ears to the head and the head to the body. But you really can't go wrong. The only challenging part of this, if you want to say challenge, is understanding the directions on how to get that contouring with the face, with the snout. And I didn't even do a great job, and you cannot do a great job and it'll still come out adorable. So there's my ElenDan bunny. There's her backside, and it's just a cute little one. And now this is one you don't stuff all the way because it's supposed to be, I don't know if you've seen a bunny, but it's so cute. Okay. So I did make that one. And then with that yarn that I said I detest, I made this blanket, and it is for donation. And I really wanted to try and finish that yarn, but I was so done. I was doing a stitch that I love, which is the granny square. And these were the colors I was trying to get rid of. And I went as big as I wanted to go, as much far as I could go, and it came out really nice, and it's super soft and flexible because that yarn feels like velvet. But I will never buy that yarn again. I hate it. I don't like it for amigurumi. Maybe if you mix it with another yarn. If you line a yarn with another one like this, maybe it will help it, or a cotton or something thin, but I hated working with this. This is going to be for my donation as part of my crochet goals, is to make baby blankets or hats for my local church. So this is going to be going there, and I'm so glad I'm done with that yarn. Okay, now I have been experimenting with puffy paint, okay, and I wanted to find out if this is something you could use for your amigurumi. And so I made this cow. Strictly to practice using puffy paint, and you can really see the nose is crooked. So with this, I decided to use the puffy paint for its eyes. I made the hugest mistake. So this is one of the drawbacks of using puffy paint. You need to let it dry for 24 hours. I had worked on it, and then I put it down, and I was going to let it dry. And then, I went into mom clean mode, and I started cleaning up, and I picked this thing up right here and smashed the eyes. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so I ruined it. And then I let it dry, and then I tried to do it again. I tried to cover it with pink puffy paint. So I don't think puffy paint is worth it at all, because once it's done, once you mess up, your toy is ruined. I can't erase that. I can't get rid of it. It is like glue paint, basically. Then I tried to make a little flower. Flower came out good. This one came out super blobby. This one says it's glittery. it has a little bit of glitter to it. And then I tried writing a word, and the word says hugs. It may be backwards to you, but it is, I will play with it some more, but it is not something I would jump on. Again, practice on something you don't want or like. My plan was not to ruin this. I was hoping it would replace having to use safety eyes or glue eyes. And like maybe if I'm in a pinch and I don't have eyes, I could use this. But what I found is it didn't stay puffy. When it dried, it flattened out. And I did it twice to try and get that puffiness, and I feel like it failed. This one did it a little better than this one. So that is my experiment with puffy paint. I will try and play with it more maybe, but probably not something that would really help. Okay, I came across something I had for yarn, for keeping your yarn safe or from unraveling and becoming a loose middle and then kind of flopping around. I had bought this skein coat, and now that I'm sewing, I'm thinking I'm going to make these when I need them. This is basically a knit fabric, so it's stretchy, and they just sewed a tube, you know? So you just sew here, and then you just flap over the top, and there's a sewn top right there. So that's all that it is. So you can actually just use a sleeve of your shirts, socks, as I've mentioned from the Dollar Tree amigurumi toolbox. You can use an old sock, or you can buy a brand new sock at the Dollar Tree because it's $1.25 and you'll get 2 of them. But basically, here I have this cake, and as I use up the middle, it will collapse. So this is to go around your cake, and then it keeps it safe, and then when it collapses, it kind of hugs it. So I just thought, well, you know, Dollar Tree, an old sock or a sleeve, you could probably use as a yarn keeper to keep it from unraveling. So I ran across that the other day, and I thought I'd share that with you. Now for some new things. So I watched Stitchity Doll's latest, well, actually it's been a couple of videos. Stitchity Doll showed this book on her channel like 2 videos ago, and I fell in love with it, and especially because of the style of the clothing. It is so unique. And as soon as she showed it, I was like, you don't need to buy that. You've got a ton of books. But I had to have this book. So I actually purchased it. But I did say, okay, but you're not buying it at full price. So I bought it on like used or whatever. And they said it was used, but all it had was this little thing was like used a little bit. That's the only part, is like it's never been cracked open, but this was curled a little bit. That's it. So I bought this book, and when she showed her doll, it's so cute. So this is the basic doll pattern. And if you read the beginning, she uses animal characteristics and human characteristics to make her doll. And so some of them will look like a poodle or a bunny, and they'll have animal noses. Well, I tried to make this doll. So I'm going to preface this. I don't think I'm totally like I can read patterns, right? I can read patterns. But this one was super challenging to me, and I think it's because I was very ill this month and I did not have enough oxygen and blood flow going to my brain, and it showed up in this pattern. So what you do is, let me show you my little mess here. I love the legs. Look at this is my kind of shape right here. They're super long though, so there's lots of shaping on the legs, but this girl's got hips. Your girl's got hips. And so basically you work the legs and then that's it. It's done. And then you work this little part here and then you sew it together. My sewing, first of all, this did not match this. This was so much tighter and smaller. I have no idea what happened. And so I'm a little off there. So this side I tried to match it up, but I did not do a good job. And then I did the head. And this head is ginormous. But I'm supposed to put the head, so it's all worked in pieces. The arms and the bodice part is one piece, and then the legs are one piece, and then the head is another piece, and then you assemble them together. But look at, if I put this together, this just looks odd to me. Like it's the biggest headed mini tiny thing, long-legged, no torso. So I put it away. I put it down and I didn't work on it anymore. And instead I'm working on my hooking up with books that I do with Cassandra. And our book this month is A Man Called Uwe, or you can watch the movie, which is A Man Called Otto with Tom Hanks. Excellent. They only left out one part that I think of and had to do with an iPad. Other than that, they've pretty much nailed it with the movie. But, so I am almost done with that. I'm very thankful to say, and it's coming out awesome. But I put this down because I'm not happy with the way it's turning out. And with Stitchity Doodle, Gail, she redid the pattern in her head, and she knew going in that she wanted to create this as one piece. And I'm wondering if I should finish this and then try again trying to do the math to make it one piece. I don't know if I have the brain skills for that just yet. I may have to get a little more healthier to do that, but I loved this book. And I got 2 of them. So I think I'm going to hold on to the second one. One was like $9 and one was like $8. And the one that was like $8 has a sticker on it. So that's going to be the one that's my giveaway. But other than that, it's brand new. It just has a sticker on it. So that'll probably go in a future giveaway. The hooking up with books that I'm doing, I am doing a pattern from the book, the amigurumi book that I so love and I have not worked a pattern out of yet. So come back for hooking up with books, which will be on the 15th of May, to find out what I made. If you're interested in this book is so cool. Okay. And then let's move on to another whip here. I decided to do a test for a designer for the year. So I signed up to be her tester for the year, and she mainly does garments. And I just want to say thank you to the subscriber who sent me these project bags, and this has been my go-to right now, and this is what's inside. And I'm supposed to keep it top secret, but here's my garment, and that'll be done hopefully within a couple of weeks. I've only got the top part done, but this bag is so cute. It has my colors too, that turquoise. Okay, so that is something I'm working on that's top secret, and when I can share it, I'll share it with you. And then like I said, I've been ill, so I decided to work on something small. And Cherry Heart, who's another crochet podcaster, is a designer, and she has these daisy puff hexagons that she made a blanket with. And I'm using my Hobie cottons. I'm using these Hobie cottons that I got in a multiple, like a variety pack, color pack. But I'm finding that I don't like it for this because it's kind of stiff for the flower to relax, especially right here when I transition the color. But I really love the Daisy Flower Puff Hexagon by Cherry Heart. She has a free tutorial on this on her channel. So I have done quite a few of these, only I don't think I want to make a blanket. And I find that if maybe I used acrylic, maybe it wouldn't have this big separation as much as I got. So I'm thinking the cotton, Hobie cotton, is not good for this pattern. I think I'd rather use an acrylic or a thinner weight yarn. So I want to make something out of it, and I thought about making little like a little lining it like this, and it be just a little change purse or something, or a little trinkets, or I mean, it basically can hold a notions, scissors, needle, some stitch markers. I don't know, because I know I don't want to make a big blanket because I don't have enough of this yarn. And it's the Cherry Heart Daisy Puff Hexagons are being held in my new bag that I made from my sewing class that I'm taking with Mimi G. So I've made 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And because they're in the shape of a hexagon, I'm having trouble deciding what do I want to turn it into. Because I would have to do a half hexie in order to make it, you know, like if I wanted to do a bag or something, I would have to do half hexie or a little triangle or something. So that is something that I worked on as well. Okay, now I'm not a doll collector or anything, but I have no idea why I bought this. And I want to say I bought it for like $4 or $5. But it had all these crocheted items for a doll. I don't know what I was thinking, but I bought it. And now I'm not sure that I'll ever use it. But it is super cute, and it had all these patterns for all these handbags. And now that can be used for any of the amigurumi if you wanted to add another little embellishment to your amigurumi. They have all these patterns for bags, and then they have these patterns for little hats for your dolls. And so those could be used, but again, it would have to fit the doll that, like your amigurumi would have to be as big as one of those dolls. And I don't have those dolls. And some of these are cute. but some of them are really fancy. And I'm just not sure that I will use it. So here's one. She has a little poncho and a hat. My little girl doesn't play with dolls. And then this is a cute little outfit. And this one is super darling. I mean, she even has little slippers, a robe. It's so cute. See the pattern? I mean, for the slippers. So I'm not sure if I'll ever use this. I don't know if this is just going to collect dust on my shelf, but hopefully I can use it, but I don't think I will. So this may end up in a giveaway. Okay. That is what I have to share with you. Thanks for joining me, and I shall see you again soon. I have the next bunny pattern video coming out on this upcoming Wednesday. So I hope to see you then. And if you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe, and I shall see you again soon. Bye.